Welcome to our water quiz challenge. Join us as we dive into the world of water with an interactive quiz. Here is the first problem. But before then, I need you to feel free to pause the video and answer each and every question before we reveal our answer here. The first problem says, which property of water allows it to exhibit surface tension? If your answer is D, you're wrong. Adhesion is wrong. Specific heat capacity, that is the high, is also wrong. The correct answer here is cohesion. The second problem, it says, what property of water allows it to dissolve many substances? Feel free to pause the video and answer this question. If your answer is adhesion, cohesion, high specific heat capacity, they are all wrong. The right answer is what? High polarity. What about the third one? The third problem says, water has its highest density at what temperature? If it happens, you choose D, C, and A. They are all wrong. The correct answer is B, which is what? 4 degrees Celsius. I think the answer is supposed to be 3.9 and something, which if you approximate it, is simply going to be 4 degrees. But for now, let's just maintain that. The fourth one said, which of the following statements about water's boiling point is correct? So feel free to pause the video and give us the answer. If option A says, water boils at 0 degrees Celsius. Option B says, water boils at 100 degrees at sea level. While the third option said, which is option C, water boils at a fixed temperature regardless of altitude. The last one said, water boils at what? 50 degrees. What is your answer? The answer is B. If your answer is D, C, and A, they are all wrong. This is the right answer. Let's move to another question. This question says, the process of water changing from a gas to liquid is called what? In this case, if your answer is A, do you think it's correct? The process of water changing from a gas to liquid. Gas to liquid. If your answer is A, this is wrong. C is wrong. D is wrong. The actual answer is supposed to be B, which is condensation. At this point, we have solid to vapor, which is sublimation. And this case, they are asking from gas to liquid. This is condensation, which is like the reverse. What about the sixth one? This says, what property of water allows it to moderate temperature change within an organism and ecosystem? What property of water does that? In this case, if your answer is D, I think this is simply going to be wrong. C is wrong. The answer is what? High specific heat capacity. A is also wrong. What about the seventh one? Question number 7 says, which property of water is responsible for capillary action in plant? We have low viscosity, wrong. Cohesion, no. High specific heat capacity is wrong. The correct answer is what? Adhesion. Feel free to pause the video and try question number 8. Question number 8 says, what property of water allows it to form hydrogen bond with other molecules? I think in our previous video we have discussed about that. So in this case, what is your answer? Adhesion and cohesion are wrong. High specific heat capacity is also wrong. The answer is simply going to be high polarity. What about the question number 9? Question number 9 says, at what temperature does water freeze? Feel free to try this problem. If your answer is D, C, and B, this is simply going to be wrong. The correct answer is 0. Because let's assume this is measuring scale. If we have delta T, F, which is the freezing point, to be what 0 degrees Celsius. The boiling point delta TB is simply going to be 100 degrees Celsius. What about the question number 10? Question number 10 says, water exhibits which property that causes it to have high heat of vaporization? Question number 10, the answer is simply going to be hydrogen bond or hydrogen bonding. Adhesion, cohesion, high specific capacity are wrong. The correct answer is hydrogen bonding. What about question number 11, which says, which of the following is the consequences of water's high heat capacity? Which of the following is the consequences of water's high heat capacity? First option says water has a low boiling point. Water can absorb and release large amount of heat with minimal temperature change. The third one says water has low surface tension. The last one, water has low polarity. Which one is your answer? Question number 11, the correct answer is water can absorb and release large amount of heat. I'm sure we have discussed about that as well. This is the correct answer. What about question number 12? In this case, it says, which property of water allows it to form droplets on a surface? Droplets on a surface. This is simply going to be cohesion. Number 13, the ability of water to dissolve various substances is due to its, I'm sure all of you should be familiar with the answer by now. That's number 13. The answer is polarity, which is C. It has a high polarity. What about question number 14? Here is another problem which says water has its maximum density. What is the maximum density of water? The maximum density of water is 4 degrees. 25, 10, 100, they are all wrong. The correct answer is 4 degrees. Which property of water allows it to act as solvent for polar and charged molecules? Which property of water does that? We have cohesion, adhesion, specific capacity, and high polarity. Question number 15, the answer is high polarity. What about question number 16? In this case, it says water's ability to stick to other substances is known as, we have cohesion, adhesion, evaporation, sublimation. The correct answer is adhesion. Because I just want to be fast there because I assume you have already read about water and now you are just trying to test your knowledge. Question number 17 says, which property of water is responsible for its high surface tension? Which property of water is responsible for its high surface tension? Don't forget to feel free to pause the video, find your answer, and let's see if I'm wrong or you're wrong. If I'm wrong, feel free to say it in the comment section. Feel free to type down. I'll check the correction. Question number 17 says, which property of water is responsible for its high surface tension? In this case, if your answer is low viscosity or low specific capacity, high polarity, they are all wrong. The correct answer is cohesion. What about number 18? Number 18 says the process of water changing from a liquid to a gas is known as, this is simply going to be evaporation. Number 18 is evaporation because we have we have the solid state, liquid, and we have the gaseous state. Solid can turn to liquid through freezing. From solid to liquid, I think is melting. From liquid to solid is freezing. From liquid to gas, that is evaporation. So, what about question number 19? Question number 19 says, water molecules are held together by which of the following? That is, which of the following hold water molecules together? this is simply going to be hydrogen bond. Metallic, ionic, covalent bonding, they are all wrong. Because let's say we have two different molecules of water, which is oxygen, and here we have what? Hydrogen. Remember, this is simply going to be slightly electronegative. This is positive, this is positive. So, and let's assume we have another, another water molecules there. If this is electropositive, positive, this is simply going to be the hydrogen bonding between two water molecules. So, what about the last one? The last one says water's ability to stick to itself. In the previous case, we talked about to stick to other particles or component. But in this case, we're talking about to stick to itself. What is that ability? If that is adhesion, this is simply going to be cohesion. Adhesion, surface tension, and polarity, they are all wrong. The correct answer is cohesion. So, and this is it for this problem. Thank you for watching.